My Moodle page and how you can go about accessing the online textbook. Now, most of you are probably familiar in some shape or form with Moodle. Now, this is my particular Moodle page, and you can see how it's set up. Online textbook link right at top, username, password. And then we here have a cartoon, Snoopy, Woodstock, with a typewriter. And below there are writing helpers. If you want to know how to write a thesis, a number of years ago, I had some students help me with a podcast on writing a thesis and how to write an introduction and a conclusion. And also the basis of our organization within our writing, is the brain frame, and it's a quick tutorial on what brain frames and when you should use them and how. This folder here is for even more writing helpers. It gives a whole list of things. Let's see if we can get in there. And you have all sorts of things. Okay, you have pictures of brain frames here, conclusions, thesis, transitions, bibliography, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's that. And we also have writing feedback. Very quickly, what that is we're going to be doing quite a bit of writing in this course. And many of the assignments, I'm going to ask that you record the feedback that I provided to you in these folders. And at the end of the year, we'll take a look at it and we'll see what kind of growth we had as far as our writing. And technology tutorials. This is a work in process. Right now, we have a YouTube video that I made on how to use a green screen and iMovie. Very interesting. I think so. And then you have topic 1. And right now at this point, early August, we have the only topic that's open right now is early Asian history. And as we go along throughout the course, this will close and this one will open. Then this one will close and the next one will open. And we'll progress all the way through. What you're going to find in Moodle is there's a wealth of activities and material that I've included in here. We have forums where we can discuss certain topics and questions. You can upload videos, you can upload writing assignments. There are many readings in here, many links to various assignments and various content information. And one of the main, well, let me put it this way, the one constant that we will be using within the classroom for this year is the online textbook. That being said, it is not the only source. In fact, we're not going to use it that much because we have so many others to choose from. But I think it's important that we at least have one sort of main point of reference. And the online textbook, while this textbook is good, all textbooks are flawed. And if I find more appropriate reading material for you to use, that's what we use. And as a result, if we were to open up all these topics, you would see dozens and dozens and dozens of PDF documents that you have access to. Okay? So and we have a quick jump to links here. So if I had 5 topics open and you didn't want to scroll all the way through, you would just have to click on number 5 and it would bring you right there. The calendar, this is where your homework will be listed, along with quizzes and tests and other assessments. Okay, now let's go to the online textbook. Here is the link for the online textbook. Here's the username. Here's the password. You click here, and it's going to ask you to put in your username and password. It's remembering mine. and you go to the online textbook. And here it is. Now, sometimes it's a little bit slow, depending upon your network at home and the connection, but it's pretty quick here at my house. So we have the World History Human Journey online textbook. And you can see we have a table of contents, or you can go to book page, and you have the units here. Okay, and so we'll click on units, and you can see that you have different chapters within each unit. Now, let's say I gave you an assignment to read 318 to 321. Okay, answer questions 1, 2, and 3. So you put in 318, click go. It actually brings you, perfect, brings you to the section 1 of chapter 14, the Crusades. Major unit, it's only given a few pages in the textbook. That's a flaw with the textbook, but I fill in the gaps with other reading material and video and song, believe it or not. So you're taking a look at it, and remember your assignment is to answer questions 1, 2, and 3 on the Crusades. These aren't the questions. These are preview questions. The questions that you are to answer when I assign answer questions from the textbook are at the end of the reading. It's really important for you to read the textbook and not just jump to the questions and sort of search out the answers. That's not going to have a good ending. So these you should read and keep these questions in mind as you're reading the textbook. It's going to make sometimes difficult topics a bit easier because it gives you some sort of framework. These are some key terms within the reading, the main idea, and then it continues the story from the previous section. Now, to go forward and back, you don't use this button here. You use this button. You click next, and you begin. Now, you're going through, and okay, the Seljuk Turks. Who are those? You just simply click, and it brings you to the glossary. All right. Now, most of you are already familiar with an online textbook. I'm walking you through this particular edition. And same thing with the Crusades. Click there. And so you can read along. And as you come up on maps, this is what I like about the online textbook, is it will pull up, you can pull up a map of the 4 major crusades, first 4. There are more than 4, but the textbook only covers 4. Enthusiasm began to wane after the first 3. And legend, where is it in the world? And these are all the crusades. Okay? And then you can also clear it. And then you can continue to read. And just like any text, clearly this paragraph will be about the Second Crusade. This section will be about the Third Crusade. This section will be about the Fourth Crusade. The problem with textbooks is they have a limited amount of space to cover certain material. To give this much space to the Third Crusade, Saladin and King Richard, is doing a disservice. So, like I said, there will be lots of additional reading, supplemental reading. And here's another map, and you can see it's about the Crusader states. I have a number of videos on the Crusader states. These are fascinating. This is a fascinating story because it's really just an island of Christendom in a sea of Islam. And you can tell by geography that they're doomed. There's no way that these can possibly survive in the long term. So you continue to go through next, and again you can see the heading that tells you what the topic is about. And then you get to the questions. Now these are what you're supposed to be answering in the question at the end of the homework, at the end of the section. Complete sentences, and I will tell you how I want you to answer these. Now I'll go into brain frames at a later point, but I may say, please answer question number 1 in a brain frame. I may say, please make a cause and effect brain frame for number 2. Or I may just say, answer questions 1, 2, and 3 as is. Always complete sentences and as full and complete as you can. Go to graphic organizer and you have the graphic organizer, and you can manipulate that. You can put in text. And finding the main idea, again, if I said 1, 2, 3, A and B, you do 3A and B. You just don't do A. If I said just do 3A, then if you want to do B, go ahead, but I'm not asking you to. And again, you go back using this button, you go forward using this button, and that concludes the very quick tutorial on accessing my Moodle page and the online textbook.